it's Terri Savelle, your cheerleader of dreams. Now, you've probably heard the phrase that first we make our habits and then our habits make us. Well, I filmed a video on the 12 habits of very successful people, and I took it straight from my #1 best-selling coaching program called Vision 101. Now, I never talk about my coaching program on YouTube, but this week I thought we'd do something different and discuss these 12 habits, and we're going to open up enrollment. Now, this is for those who feel like God is telling you it's time to get serious about His calling on your life, and it's time to start preparing for that. You know, Alexander Graham Bell said, before anything else, preparation is the key to success. So these 12 habits are the very habits God dealt with me about to prepare me for what I'm doing today. So enjoy this video and let me know in the comments which habits you really want to improve in 2023. Hey, I'm Terri Savelle, your cheerleader of dreams. Let's talk about the 12 habits of highly successful people. Are you ready to get right into this? Now, real quick, this content was taken from my personal coaching program called Vision 101 online. And I've never, ever opened enrollment for this course on YouTube, but this week I'm doing it. So I'll explain later how to get enrolled, but let's get right into these habits. Number 1, successful people visualize their future. Successful people realize that you've got to see your dreams on the inside before they show up on the outside. You know, Steve Harvey said, if you can see it in your mind, you'll eventually hold it in your hand. So you've got to see yourself paying off that debt, driving that dream car, singing on stage, walking across the stage to get your diploma, standing on a scale and liking the number you see. What do you think about that? So you got to see it on the inside. Visualize what you truly desire. Because here's the truth. If you can't imagine it, you'll never have it. You know, that's why I'm so passionate about making vision boards and showing you how to do it the right way. Because your vision board is a visual representation of what you see on the inside. So no matter where you are in life, it's time to think about what you want in the future. Number 2, they set goals. So what are goals? Goals are simply dreams with deadlines. You know, Tony Robbins said, setting goals is the first step at turning the invisible into the visible. So successful people are extremely goal-oriented, and they don't leave their goals in their head, they actually write them down. Henriette Ann Clouser said, when you write something down, you are setting things in motion. So this is what forces you to really clarify what you really want. The most successful people that I've studied and read about and hang around, they set their top 10 goals for the year, and then they either write them down every day for 30 days, solid, or they write them down every day all year long. It's just part of their routine and their decision to get these goals ingrained. Number 3, they demonstrate confidence. You know, successful people are confident people, not arrogant. They're confident in who God created them to be. They don't compare themselves with others. They appreciate and accept their own personality and characteristics. Now, this phrase really struck me one day. Now, listen to this. The life you currently live is the life you think you're worth. I'm going to repeat that. The life you currently live is the life you think you're worth. So if you're not living a life you're pleased with, it's time to increase your self-worth. Now, one vital way to do this is through changing the dialogue you have with yourself about yourself. Now, I only know how to teach what God taught me, and I was one of the most insecure girls you'd ever meet. But I had to learn things like stop speaking negatively and start speaking positively about myself. See, your words have a powerful effect on your self-image. Now keep listening, and I'm going to show you how to access my entire Vision 101 online coaching program, where one whole module is dedicated to building your confidence from the inside out, which includes my personal declarations to drastically transform your self-image. Number 4, they have financial wisdom. Now, successful people don't overspend. They live within their means, and they always pay themselves first. What does that mean? They save money, and a lot of it. Now, you might think that you'll save money when you get a raise or you get a new job or you have extra money. There's never a perfect time to save money. You simply have to start now with what you have. Now, most Americans do not have $1,000 in their savings account. That used to be me. Like for years, I never saved money. But did you know that if you simply saved $20 a week, you'd have over $1,000 in your savings account by the end of the year? Just $20 a week. So that's like making your lunch instead of eating out once or twice a week. Think about it this way. Everyone else gets paid with your hard-earned money. The electric company, the hairstylist, the water company, the credit card company, the coffee house. But if you're not saving money, then you're not paying yourself for all the years you've worked. So what are you going to have when you're 70 or 80 years old? Nothing. So make a decision, a firm decision to start now with whatever you have. Don't even call it a savings account. Call it funding your future or my dream account. Here's a goal. Successful people save 15 to 20% of their income. Start with something. Number 5, they are effective time managers. You know, Jim Rohn said, either you run the day or the day runs you. Well, successful people, they keep a planner. They not only plan their dreams and goals over the next 5 years, but they also plan the next hour. So don't rely on memory alone. Get everything out of your head and onto paper or your iPad. It alleviates stress and anxiety. And here's the thing. If you make a list of the things you have to do, no matter how small, you are going to feel more accomplished when you check those items off your list and you move on to the next task. In fact, 81% of the wealthiest people in the world maintain a to-do list, and only 19% of poor people do it. So I'm telling you, you will no longer wake up wondering what the day may bring. No, you bring it. You arise Monday morning with vision, a plan, ready to succeed on purpose. Number 6, they connect with the right people. Now, let me start out by saying that who you hang around has everything to do with where you end up in life. Successful people have a solid support system. They are surrounded by like-minded dreamers and achievers. You've probably heard the phrase, your life will be determined over the next 5 years by 2 things, the books you read and the people you hang around. T.D. Jakes said, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So here's the truth. Nothing gets you off course faster than staying with the wrong crowd. You can't live a successful life if you're allocating all of your energy and your focus just trying to convince others that your dreams aren't crazy. Instead, expose yourself to greatness. Get around people who are doing more than you, making more money than you, keeping their bodies more fit than you. You know what it does? It just causes you to come up higher. Now, if you can't hang out with them or just be in their presence, then read their books, subscribe to their podcasts, enroll in their courses. Number 7, they focus on their strengths. In other words, they know their gifts. They discover their uniqueness and they hone their craft. Then they work at becoming the best in their field. They live by the phrase that it's better to be world-class at a few things than mediocre at most things. See, most successful people aren't great at a bunch of things. They're exceptionally great at one thing. You know, just like most Olympians don't win a gold medal in lots of different sports, they pour themselves into one sport and become the best. Well, you need to do the same thing. Find your one thing and become the best at it. And if you're not sure what your strengths or your talents are, like I used to not think I had any, I'm going to walk you through this discovery in my online coaching program. So don't worry. I'm going to help you identify where God has gifted you personally, and then how to develop those unique gifts. And I'll show you at the end how to enroll in this course. Number 8, successful people, they exercise. Now, successful people make physical fitness a priority. It's at the top of their list because they know that their physical health affects their mental health. So they schedule time for workouts. It also gives them the energy they need to go after their dreams, whether it's a 20-minute walk in the morning or lifting weights at the gym. Do something to show that you care about your body. You've only got one. Take care of it. Protect it. Start with something, even if it's 10 minutes. It all adds up. Every bit of motion counts. Number 9, they organize their space. You've probably heard me talk about it, but there is a direct link between organization and success. Now, I've read so many success books that demand cleaning up the clutter in your life and becoming this person of excellence as a requirement for promotion. So think about that. There's a connection between the organization of your surroundings and the organization of your life. So here's the principle. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. If you can't get your house in order, how could you get your career in order? If you're a mess, your leadership would be a mess. So if you don't start demanding this personal standard of excellence, then how can you expect your team to have one? So remember that phrase, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. Now, in this Vision 101 online course, I basically take you by the hand and walk you through a process of decluttering and getting your surroundings in order. And I'm telling you, your level of peace and confidence will soar to a whole new level. Number 10, we're going pretty fast. They are grateful. Tony Robbins said, success without gratitude is the biggest failure of all. Well, successful people focus on gratitude more than complaints. They realize that a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. So when you're grateful, you attract more to be grateful for. Well, when you complain, you attract more to complain about. So they even start or end their day writing a gratitude list. And I'm telling you, this is a game changer and it touches the heart of God. He's the one who said, be thankful and say so. Number 11, they are persistent. Successful people don't wait for things to just fall in their lap. No, they go out and they make it happen. They take massive action. They refuse to give up. Now, unsuccessful people give up when it takes too long, appears too hard, they experience too much opposition, they feel too unqualified, or they think it's too late. Successful people see this as even more reason to believe big, to dream big, and to take big action. You've heard that phrase, a river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence. So bottom line, success goes to the person who's willing to persist. Now, before I reveal the final and most common trait of the most successful people in the world, I want to offer my online coaching program, Vision 101, for the first time ever on YouTube. Now, enrollment is only open twice a year, so if you're truly ready to embrace this new you in this new year, and you're ready to add these 12 success habits to your life, this is for you. Maybe you feel like God is getting you ready for this new thing in your life, a new era, in this new decade that we're approaching. Then my best advice for you is this. Invest in yourself. Invest in your growth. Make your first decision to make you and your future a priority. And I promise you this, you will never go broke investing in yourself. So click the link in the description to get enrolled today. And registration does close very soon, so don't put it off. Are you ready for the 12th habit of the most successful people in the world? Successful people have non-negotiable habits. 84% of the wealthiest people in the world believe their habits create opportunities. 4% of poor people believe their habits lead to opportunities. Now, I love this quote. The habits you form from this day forward will ultimately determine how your future unfolds. It's true. Successful people have successful habits. They realize that the secret of your future is in your daily routine. It's what you do on a daily basis that leads you closer to or further from success. So I want to walk you through this, how to create and maintain a successful routine the way God taught me. I used to be so undisciplined. You have no idea. But I have practiced this since 2002 and I've never stopped. So the bottom line is, as I grew, everything around me grew. My relationships, my opportunities, my income, my career, my influence, everything grows as you grow. And again, I've never offered this course on YouTube because enrollment is only open twice a year, like I said, but we're opening it up this week through our YouTube channel, and I believe it's for you. Now remember, registration will close, so don't miss out. If you feel like this is for you and you just need a plan to make this transformation in your life, just click the link in the description and get enrolled today. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.